Hey, everybody, I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and you are on the lifeboat. Joe, looks like it's just you and me. We're going to hang out and just talk. One with cats. Good to see you. The chiropractor did a bang up job. He did an absolutely amazing job, actually. There are people that don't believe in chiropractic. I do. I'm a believer. I went in and it was funny. I was telling somebody else the story here just recently, but I said, let me tell you what happened. And the doctor said, I don't want to know the mechanism of the injury, which I thought was really odd. But I said, okay. And after working, examining me and pressing on certain parts of my back and lower back, kind of looking me over, giving me the once over, he said, yes, I can sit. It's funny. How could you refute that? People do. But what happened is, once he was done diagnosing, he said to me, let me guess, you picked up a package, 20 or 30 pounds, and you were bending to either pick it up or put it down to the right. So he described exactly what I was doing to injure myself, which I'll be honest, gave me a lot of faith in the guy right from Jump Street. Hello, Faye. Glad you're here. That gave me a lot of confidence in the guy right from Jump Street. He did not immediately start cracking me, and doing an alignment. There was a whole build up to this. He took some images. We did some MRI kind of stuff and some X-ray stuff, and I was put on a rack. Not even kidding you. That actually stretched me out a little bit. I know. What's up, Faye? Shell and I had a little thing worked out here. We had no idea you were coming. I mean, we're cool to have you. We just didn't know you were coming. Maggie May, good to see you. So what ends up happening is after I do this stretching routine, he does the cracking, and I got up and I just said, oh, doc, I feel light years better. Man, I can't even explain to you how much better I felt. And he said, oh, we're not done. And I said, we're not. And he said, no. I'm sending you now across the hall, so to speak. It was actually across a try to chirp the wheels to stretch low back. There you go. That actually makes sense. Get the chirp on. Second gear scratch. Get that lower back going. Well, I'll tell you what. They definitely changed the electrical current in me. I feel light years better. And when I was done with the cracking and the chiropractic work, I went across and a massage therapist did a full body deep tissue massage and really working in there with the elbows and a woman that had hands about that big, but they were as strong. I was telling somebody, I said, I have a feeling she could break walnuts with her fingers. Yay! I got a chance to catch you too. That's awesome. Kaya went to school in high school. One of my best friends' names was Kaya. Good afternoon, cup of coffee. I am feeling better. I really am. And thank you to all of you that, that sent warm wishes and all of that when, and were so kind to my son and to my brother. Hello, Heather in the library. Good to see you. Miss Sunrise Dawn, I'm glad that you're here. Now I'm going to, I wanted to address one thing real quick because I had 2 emails from people that were disappointed at me for beating my child. Let me back up and tell you guys a little bit about Spanx Calhoun's childhood, because I didn't beat my child. So Spanx was touched, and from a very young age, we knew that. And what I mean by that is Mike has a very, very high IQ, plain and simple. My boy has a very, very high IQ. He's a very intelligent guy. And as a little boy, it was an issue. He was reading the Lord of the Rings trilogy when he was 5. It's a true story. He was just a very, very intelligent kid. But from about 2 years old on, he was one of the most strong-willed children ever. I don't want you to picture the early formative years of Spanky with the bank robbing degenerate father out doing dope and running around wild. When Calhoun was young, I was working white collar jobs, making an awful lot of money. And I was talking to professionals about Calhoun. He was talking to me today and he said, I told people that you spanked me with a belt. Happened once, one time. The entire time that I was with Mike, he got a belt once. Thank you, Faye. And I'll tell you something right now. It was the symbolism of the belt. It had nothing to do with striking him with a belt and hurting him. The shrinks, the professionals that we were going and consulting with when he was a baby, were telling us exactly what to do. And the guy said, it's not about the belt doing damage. It's about the child associating the belt with the discipline, right? And I wasn't spanking him harder with a belt than I did with my hand, but the hand didn't work. So the belt was tried. And eventually, what actually fixed the problem was we found out that Spanx did not like the concept of a shower, right? We saw him one day terrified of it. And I would say to him, if you don't stop this tantrum, I'm going to put you in the shower. And he would go, that was it, like a light switch. He would stop. Calhoun's issue, and I really believe this wholeheartedly, was until he got his voice, we had problems. Once he could communicate, once he had his words, I never spanked him with a hand or anything else ever again. But to give you an idea of how strong-willed this child was, we were leaving a daycare center, the fourth one that he had been thrown out of. I was driving in a Saab 900, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and Spanx had his hand out the window of the car. And he was holding one of his smooth shoes. That was a black and white saddle shoe. And he was holding it out the window of the Saab. And keep in mind, I had just picked him up from school because he had been expelled from the daycare. And I said to him, Calhoun, do not throw that shoe out the window. Get your hand back in here. I am not in the mood. You have no idea. Do not do this. He threw the shoe out the window. So I pulled the car over. I went back and got the shoe and took him out of that car seat and spanked him. And I'll be honest, if ever there was a time where I shouldn't have spanked my son, it was that moment right there, because I honestly was so in my feelings, I never should have done it. But I didn't abuse him. I spanked him, but I gave him a good one. And then I put him back in the car seat. And as I'm driving away, I look in the rearview mirror, and the kid's got his hand out the back window, holding the shoe. Swear to God. And I had just given it to him. And I said, Calhoun, don't even think about it, man. Seriously, do not make me do this. Do not make me do this. He did. But by the time, once Calhoun had his voice, I never had to discipline him again. I would sit down and I would look at him and I would go, this really hurt my feelings. This really upset me. And it would just ruin him. He could not handle the idea of hurting dad's feelings. It really messed with him. Can you put that back up, Calhoun? There we go. You know what? I got it. Don't touch. Thank you. Paid off my mortgage. And at 66, I finally own my house. So we all celebrate. And I wasn't supposed to amount to anything. Well, apparently you did, huh? Congratulations. How good does it feel to live in a home that is yours? Huh? How good does that feel? That is so fantastic, Faye. Really, it is. That is fantastic. And you did it at 66. That is beautiful, beautiful stuff. Congratulations. Yeah, I couldn't be more happy for you. That's the American dream right there, people, right? And to hell with anybody that said that you weren't going to amount to anything, right? To hell with them. Everybody here is going to amount to whatever they want, providing they can set down that chemical. Now, congratulations, Faye. What an accomplishment, says Katie Pie. And I agree. Lord Kiss Freak. I'll be sending you some interesting links later. Please do, man. Every time you send me a link, it's interesting. You're always fun that way. So let me tell you what's going on. I'm going to be going on another channel here shortly. By the way, tell me this isn't a great sound. This was a bell that I got in the mail. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it is a C, like the high C sound. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to say that this came from the SPTV Tattoo Warrior. That's where I think it came from. I am sitting in a chair I am absolutely sitting in a chair. I'll tell you something. When the adjustment and the back massage and everything was over, I felt like I was on Xanax. I sat there and I was going to try to sign all the paperwork, and I was like, and the woman said to me, "Let me get you some orange juice." She said, "This happens a lot when we do the deep tissue stuff. That you start feeling like just really be careful, and with driving and everything else." And when I got outside, I was like, "Holy hell, man!" I felt like I was looped. But I am going to be going on another channel today. In fact, I'm going to be going on shortly. I'm waiting for the link to get sent over to me, and once that, hold on one second. Sorry, people. Once that link gets sent to me, then I'm going to be going on another channel, and I'm hoping that you're all going to follow me over there. It's always possible that I can link my channel to whoever I'm going live with, right? I don't like doing that. And I know that people argue this and people think that I'm wrong or whatever. Guess what? You know what? I'll go with it. You're right, I'm wrong. So I'm not doing anything to benefit me at all by doing it, but it's going to benefit the person whose channel I'm going to. So why don't you just say, boy, that Tommy's a nice guy, isn't he? He's always out to help everybody. That you can say that instead. Katie Pie, this is hard. It really is. Because when you're describing me, you're describing my son, you're describing my brother, you're describing so many people with exactly what you're saying. But I think the best thing you can do for someone in that situation is to let them know that there's a million different ways that people learn, that they learn very differently. And the way he learns may be different from others. Man, honestly, pull up some of the videos that I do and let your son know that because of how I was when I was his age, I ended up robbing banks and doing heroin. And we'd really like it if that didn't happen. So we've come a long way since the days when I was a kid, 40 years ago. We've come a long, long way in 40 years. And we know that people learn differently. And we know that there's a lot that can be done to make it easier. But boy, oh boy, if I could talk to him, I would do it in a heartbeat. If ever you can set that up, I'd be happy to talk to you, boy, because I'm telling you, I know exactly what he's going through. And I was bullied for being weird too. On the bright side, that stopped when I was about 12 or 13, because I had shortly thereafter I got really big, and that kind of changed all of that. But she's a sushioshi. Your daughter has taken a gig as a sushioshi. Very cool. Thank you, unindoctrinated. Glad to have you here. Welcome back. Your dreams are your ticket out. But that's welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Sorry. So can you guess what other channel I'm going on? Thanks again, Barb. I know this had to be from Barb. There was not a letter in it. There was nothing. Just this beautiful little bell. But she plays handbells, so it had to be Barb. And if it's not, someone needs to tell me who sent it to me. Yes, we have that over here as well. Kaya, Mensa. Mensa is worldwide. Mensa is a worldwide thing. Yeah, Mensa's worldwide. I've actually been to a Mensa gathering once in my life. Very, very odd. I went to a Mensa party and realized that geniuses come in several varieties, but the vast majority of them didn't really get the communication gift. The vast majority of them are really good in the science and the maths, but they don't tend to communicate as well. I think I made everybody at that party wicked uncomfortable. Hey, Katie, you know what? The fact that you're here, that's good enough, right? And that goes for everybody. You know what? I don't want anyone to ever feel guilty that people say if I could support the boat. If you're here and you're watching the videos and you're talking to people in the comment section, then you are supporting the boat. Prestige worldwide. Boats no. Boats no. I'm sorry, that's just funny. Prestige worldwide. Oh, that is just great. It really is. That's great. Did you bring your drums? Welcome back, Cotter. It was a great show. Sadly, it's got a Scientology tie-in, doesn't it? With crazy what's his name? Vinny Barbarino. Come on, Spanky. Not the short one, but the other one. John Travolta. What do you think? What do you think? It's the old pitch pipe. The show I will be going on. Can you take a guess? Can somebody guess? Can we? I'll give you three guesses. The first two don't count. Sorry. Yes, cup of coffee. Kaya says, I guess you will go on Reese's channel. Well, that's a good guess. I am going to be going on Reese's channel. It is her turn. I climb over onto to her channel, and then the next time she comes over here and gets on the lifeboat. But you know what? The very lovely Reese, correct, Miss Sunrise Dawn. The vast good guess, Lene. Bryce and I do have a project coming up, so that's a good guess. Oh, Heather. Heather. I am feeling a lot better, actually. They have done an amazing, amazing job in putting me back together. Joy Loves Music says, I love Reese. I'm a fan of Reese as well. I really am. And you know what? Every once in a while, one of you will send me a letter that says, "You know she's married, right?" Listen, people, I'm not a dirtbag. We joke around. We have a pretty good time with the flirting and all of that. But I'm no dirtbag, people. I really am not. So we have a good time, Reese and I. But I don't think you need to be worried that I'm planning on breaking up a household or anything like that. Come on, people. Tommy's a pretty good dude, believe it or not. Now, if it were to happen, not my fault or whatever, those things do happen. Debbie P, good to see you. Is the bear outfit ready? Oddly enough, the bear outfit is ready. A flirt is a flirt, makes the day go better. Nothing more. See, Christina gets it. Christina gets it. Wendy Zielinski, no relation to the auto parts king. The auto parts king. Make car parts for the American working person, because that's who I am. You know what I'm talking about, Calhoun? Huh? That's a Tommy Boy reference, right? Come to Zelensky, the auto parts king. He looks like a good guy. All right. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm so rarely mistaken. I mean, let's be honest. I'm just not. No, Reese is a solid. She's a solid girl. Flirting is good for your mental health, says Strawberry Moon 50, and I have no reason to doubt Miss Strawberry Moon 50. No reason at all. Never given me a reason to doubt you. So hey, the tree hugging Buddhist, or as I like to call him, my maple hookup. That's my plug on all things maple, Calhoun. The Buddhist beer, the tree hugging Buddhist. I'm 68 and happily married, but a little flirt keeps the romance alive and boosts the self-esteem to no end. Well, that's a good thing. Hey, Faye, good for you, man. So proud of you, Faye. I really am. If you just got here, Faye owns her own home, people. And by that, I mean she owns her own home, right? Outright. Not a thing. There's nobody out there that can say anything. That property belongs to her. And that is just about as beautiful as it gets to. It really is. That's about as beautiful as it gets to. Anybody see the I went to prison for treating my patient's pain video? I'm still twitching from it. Yeah, I've seen the video. I have seen the video. I am feeling better. Thank you. I absolutely am feeling better, which is good. Now, people are telling me they didn't get a notification. I'm not surprised. We have been putting up a lot of content, and sometimes when you put up a lot of content, some of the stuff just doesn't come across. Hello, SG. That is Captain Kirk behind us. Yeah. Well, would you look at that? All right, people. You know what time it is, don't you? It's time to cut out. And the reason for that is the lovely Reese, if I'm not mistaken, and I rarely am, is already live. So there she is. I just got the link, people. I'm taking Calhoun with me, and we're heading over to the Reese program. I will see the rest of you over there, and I look forward to checking you out. I feel a lot better, Don. Thank you so much. But here, check this out. Just in keeping with tradition, yeah, that is a cat in a basket. Oh, she heard the phone drop. That's a cat in a basket. I'll see you over on Reese's channel, everybody. Calhoun, don't go anywhere. Why don't you say hi, Calhoun? Quick like a rabbit, because I'm about to disconnect. Okay.